Good day and welcome to a sessions on topics about global market access. Today in the studio I have with me Cesar Valencia, Director of the Business Line Product Certification. And Cesar will tell you later more about the different services we have and about some other topics also. Global market access. The world is becoming more and more interconnected and distances and borders seems to be disappearing. The internet has brought down distances and the information is at hand when you need it. That gives us the idea that every location is in reach very, very easy. That might be the case if you travel to other countries and communicate with people all around the world. It's slightly different if you are a manufacturer of electrical and electronic products. And if you want to sell your products in a lot of different countries, this picture is then completely different. It's not as easy as normally you would think. Local regulations, special technical requirements, no harm standards, and on top of that, a lot of various national standards across countries and regions. There are really a lot of challenges a manufacturer is facing when he starts exporting. And that's not all, because on top of this, that also is meaning that you need to be aware that on the country level, regulations are being expanded and updated frequently. So it's really a challenge for you as manufacturer to stay ahead of regulation and to stay footed regulation as it is changing that much. It is therefore fair to conclude that the market introduction of electrical and electronic products on a range of new countries around the world is very complicated and complex to say the least. But the good thing is you're not all alone in this. This challenge is not new to us and we are actually already supporting a range of customers with these challenges with our range of services that we call Global Market Access Service. We have developed a portfolio of services that are delivered to our customers in a digital way via a dedicated own-developed software platform. So the services are delivered digitally. And in this webinar and a series of topics on this webinar, we will tell you more about global market access, what it is, what are the solutions, and we'll also give you some insights and experiences from our customers with the help of some of our colleagues. Today with me in the studio is Cesar Valencia. He's not the only one. We also have some other colleagues which will join in the different topics on that. Before I hand over to Cesar, let me briefly talk you through the content of today's webinar. So first of all, we will explain you what is global market access. Afterwards, have a view on the services. And as next step, also the digital solutions brought by you via our own developed systems. And very important also for this internal webinar today is why DEKRA for global market access. We'll give you the unique selling points and we'll give you also some insight on how to sell the services and some experience from customers. But let's first start with the first slide on what is global market access. I will hand over to my colleague Cesar. And Cesar, can you explain more about global market access?
Sure, Vincent. And for starting talking about what is global market access, let us have some words first. What means global market access in our company? To have a common ground, to have a common understanding what we do in the global market access team. And for that, I will start having a short description of the supply chain, starting with the research and development and ending with the market, and include all the different steps in the supply chains, like the manufacturing, like the quality evaluation of the prototypes, mass production, and the export and import of the goods. In that regard, we, at the Global Market Access, we interact in different parts of the supply chains. We provide guidance to the customers, with the manufacturers, and the target country with the national deviation where they are intending to export the products. We also enable the customer to get the certificates in the prototypes or during the mass production. And that includes also the monitoring of the manufacturing location with the factory inspections. We also support the customer with the shipping, with the pre-shipment inspection, or in some occasion, few occasions, post-shipment inspection needs to be done. And of course, within the target market, we do the market surveillance, we support the market surveillance of the authorities, or we maintain the certificate for our customers. How do we do that? We do have different means for doing that. We use our own resources, we use our DEKRA testing facilities, or we do or subcontract the in-country testing what is required by the local regulations. We do also help by manufacturing, performing the inspections, even with our own staff, or subcontracting them with the different organizations. And last but not least, we do have the DEKRA certification marks, or we do have global partners for doing the certification process in the target country. But that is not so simple like that. This is dynamic, it's complex. We need to follow the different kind of regulations, we need to follow the different kind of conditions and the national deviation in each particular market. To illustrate that, we do have in the slide some pictures, some drawings of the plugs and the socket outlets used in different countries. Nothing is wrong with that. All of them are okay. The point is that the manufacturer needs to take care of the right plug for the right country or market. And that is one small thing that we need to take into account. There are many other differences. There are many other national differences. We talk about the different electrical ratings. We do have a different kind of standards and so on and so forth. That's why the manufacturers need a good support, need a global market access for targeting where the products are going to be exported or the target market they're intending to go. To understand in real life what global access means, I have copied here in this slide some of the certification marks around the world. You will see there are many different sizes, many different types, many different colors. And it looks strange to everyone. It's quite complex to understand. And what is the meaning of everything? You will see that in this slide there are some marks that are only dedicated to electrical safety, like in Metro. You will see some other marks who cover different kind of areas, or regions, or countries, like GCC, like the CE mark for Europe. And in this particular case, the CE mark for Europe is not only valid within the European Union, it's also valid in some neighbor countries that they accept this kind of certification scheme. We do have others who combine EMC with electrical safety, like the certification mark in Australia. We do have others, like in the center that you are looking, the PAC symbol. That's it for Japan. And with the circle one covers the low-risk products. But the other one that we call it diamond-shaped certification mark is for the high-risk products. And this kind of things is what we do on the global market access. We try to understand the process. We need to understand the certification mark and tell the customers. Because at the end, the certification mark means that the product complies with the local regulations, with the local rules in any particular market, and the manufacturer is able to export to that particular market. The authorities just need to control, to check that the symbol, that the mark is there, and that means that the product is certified and comply with the local regulation, and they can go on for the distribution within the country or the region. Now, let us talk a little bit more about the global market access services. And for that, I will start describing the scope that we manage within the global market access team. We cover different kind of sectors, technology, or products. We cover the wireless area that is related to the radio communication and equipment with antennas. We talk about the electrical safety, but is mainly oriented to consumer products. The energy efficiency, that is quite important and is a trend nowadays, especially with the high cost for the energy and also with the sustainability that is really important for every country. We also do the global market access for EMC and chemical. That looks quite strange for many colleagues, especially when we are talking about electrical and electronic products. But chemical is really important from the point of view of the use of the hazardous substances in the electrical and electronic products. And in that part, we need to think about the single coffee machine when the product is in contact with the food. And then we're talking about migration of particles. But we also may take care of the use of toxic particles or toxic compounds or substances in the elaboration of the products, like the heavy metals or the flame retardants. And we do have other categories who really deserve a special attention because of the character of the industry or the characteristics of the products. We are talking about the photovoltaic, for instance, what is high-risk installation for the final consumers. We're talking about the toys, because especially this is our main treasure in our life, our children, We need to take care of them. And they are using products that cannot be toxic or cannot be dangerous or represent any kind of risk for them. We are talking about the batteries. This single sector is quite risky for the final consumer. And we are talking about the batteries using a single device, like a mobile phone or like a toy. But we are also talking about the batteries using a more complex environment, like for the electromobility. And finally, but no less important, is the automotive industry. In the automotive industry, we also focus on the aftermarket parts, but also includes some other parts who are related to the automotive industry, like the EV chargers, like other devices installed in the car, like the e-call. And that is really important, and we cover that special sector in our Global Market Access Program. Now, let us talk about how we do that. We use our Global Market Access accredited services in order to provide good service to the customers. And we use our key accreditation for doing that. Of course, we cannot have everything, but we do have accredited service and special marks in the key markets around the world. We are talking about the NRTL in North America, with the DEKRA, the DEKRA US mark. But we do have also the registration at the CTA in North America. The CTA is a quite important organization. It's the consortium for the wireless manufacturers in North America. We cover also in the Far East. We just got the accreditation for the Ministry of Japan for certifying devices according to the Radio and Telecom Act. We do have a special team dedicated to that. We do have also the NCC in Taiwan. We pay special attention to the Middle East. We do have the key schemes in the area, like the GCC, who covers 7 countries in the region. We do have the SASO accreditation as well. That is the main economy in the region. And that accreditation at SASO includes low voltage products, batteries, and recently we have added ROSH, which is applicable to most of the consumer devices. We cannot forget Europe, because in Europe we do have one of the most important schemes in our company. We have the GS, we have the ENEC certification scheme, we do have a special mark for EMC, and of course the accreditation for the CE in many different directives. We are dynamic, and now we recently add the UKCA certification in our scheme. The UKCA is the United Kingdom Conformity Assessment mark, who is replacing the CE in United Kingdom. We are working on that. We already have a solution for that, and we are serving our customers in that regard. We also covered Latin America in the key countries, and we are expanding there. We do have in Metro accreditation, we do have the accreditation for Anatel that is used for the wireless and EMC. We are coming soon with the SEC certification in Chile, the SEC mark, and so on and so forth. We do have also the DEKRA mark, that is a System 5 certification scheme, really appreciated for our customers, and is the replacement that we do have for the chemical. With this DEKRA mark, manufacturers are sure that they can enter many global markets, because it's a System 5, as I mentioned before, has a factory inspection, cover the monitoring of the manufacturing process, have the type test in any accredited lab according to the EN or ICE standard, global standards. And last but not least, we are accredited for energy efficiency. We do have a really important hubs for testing energy efficiency in electrical devices located in China. And with that hub, we supply the testing who are accepted in many different countries, like in Latin America, like in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, where we are registered with that lab testing facility. And one of the important areas for energy efficiency that is Europe, with the energy-related products directive, and we are entitled to certify or to do the testing according to that particular directive. But having that in mind, we cannot do that alone. We cannot ourselves, or a few people, we cannot do that. We do have a global team, a really experienced team who is working full-time in the global market access arena. We do have 16 offices around the world located in the most important regions that it covers 13 countries or territories. We do have in North America and also in South America. Our main global team is located also in the Far East and covers the most important regions or countries in the area, like Japan, like Korea, or the mainland China, or the regions around Taiwan and Hong Kong. We do have people, an important team in India. And of course, in Europe, we do have one of the strongest teams for the global market access, located in Malaga, in Italy, and also in the Netherlands. That is the global team, the experience that we do have to offer to our customers, to offer the global market access services. That is all what I wanted to say regarding the description of the GMA program within DEKRA and the services that we are delivering to our customer. Now, let me hand over again to Vincent to continue with our webinar.
Thank you very much, Cesar. That was really a good overview on the global market access services. For now, we close this part on the services, and we continue with the next topic. So in the first part, we have talked about the global market access services. We have also talked about what actually is global market access and the details behind it. An important element in the services that we provide for global market access is the fact that they are delivered digitally to our customers. And that's an interesting part, especially because it's running on a own developed platform from DEKRA to make sure that this digitalization supports the customers in their global market access services and the services are delivered in the best way possible. For that, I want to ask Teresa Mariscal from our global market access team to explain more about the digital solutions that we have at hand here. So Teresa, welcome in the studio. Good to have you here. Can you tell us more about the digital solutions that we offer for global market access services?
Thank you, Vincent. So we put at the service of our customers an online platform where they can check the status of the projects 24/7. They can receive notifications when there is a change in the status of the project. They can also upload and download documents without needing so many emails back and forth. And all these documents are stored in a digital library. And also they can check their certificates and test reports. This online platform enables them to manage multiple projects at the same time. And they will also get notifications when a certificate is about to expire, for instance. At the moment, we have over 31,000 certificates registered in this online platform, and over 2,000 customers are using this digital solution to manage their projects. Very important, I would like to highlight again, it is free of charge. Next slide, please. This slide provides you a screenshot of what you could see. As it is shown that you can check at a glance for one project which contains several services, what is the status for each service in terms of the phase. Is the preparation phase finished? How is the testing going, etc. So with one single online environment, you can check a lot of information. Very important to know for our customers is that if they have handled a project with us, they can access this information forever. Furthermore, we have other digital services which are complementary for wireless products. These are paid services. In particular, I'm referring to the regulatory and approval database and the regulatory and approval newsletter. The regulatory and approval database enables the customer to access information about regulatory requirements, certification programs, labeling information, etc., for worldwide wireless technologies. You can see in this screenshot how you can select per technical information, certification requirements, FAQ section, etc. And it's really appreciated by our customers. This service is complemented by the regulatory and approval newsletter. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, there is the regulatory and approval newsletter, which allows our customers to get the latest changes in regulations that may affect the commercialization of their products. For instance, if there is a new bandwidth allowed in a new band allowed in the country, a frequency band, or changes in the labeling, this can be identified very quickly by our customers. This is a paid service which lasts for 12 months and can be renewed yearly. So as you can see, with Tax for One, with this tool that we have within DEKRA, customers can get a digitalized process for managing the global market access projects, as well as other options for paid services that enable them to really identify regulatory requirements and react quickly to them. In addition to the Tax for One system, we also have our other global market access web-based solutions. I'm referring in particular to the Global Market Access website and to the platforms to check the validity of our certificates. The Global Market Access website is open to everybody, to every stakeholder, and it contains high-level information about the certification requirements for electrical safety, energy efficiency, electromagnetic compatibility, and wireless for over 100 countries. Customers or any stakeholder can check these high-level requirements, and then if they need more information, they can find there also the contact lists of our global market access offices all around the globe. You can see that DEKRA is putting at the service of all stakeholders platforms to check the validity and authenticity of the certificates that we as certification body issue for our customers. So we are accredited to issue certificates, and then the third parties, be it customers, regulators, etc., authorities, they can check the validity and authenticity of those certificates through this open platform.
Okay, thank you very much, Teresa, for this overview on the digital services and how it is provided. Can you repeat again the number of certificates that we have in the system? Because that was quite an impressive number, I heard.
We have over 31,000 certificates.
Exactly, that's what I mean. That's quite an impressive amount to have in the system. Thank you very much for that part. And with that, we close this part of the webinar. Thank you very much. For the next session on this webinar, we have invited Charles Chi. Charles is Vice President Consumer Safety Testing for our offices in South China. I'm very happy to have him in the studio here. He's virtually joining us. Charles, good afternoon, and nice to have you in the studio. And I think it's very interesting to hear from your perspective what customers actually are telling us what they value in the global market access. So from that point of view, what are important elements for global market access?
Yes, thank you, Vincent. And also for your case, good morning. And you know that manufacturers are looking continuously for new markets. And at the same time, a number of countries, they have mandatory certification for electrical telecom equipment and its components, whose requirements may differ from one country to the other. And products must be approved in the concerned country before they can be imported and sold. So customers look for a one-stop solution to introduce their products worldwide. And we deliver the service through our accreditations, cooperation agreement with partners, and an extensive network of suppliers.
So this one-stop shop is an important element that you mentioned on that. Can you elaborate a little bit more on this one-stop shop?
Yeah, sure. You know that we have customer normally they require safety testing or EMC, and also perhaps they also require chemical testing. So with GMA, we bundle together with the electrical safety, EMC, IF, and also GMA services. So this is a kind of one-stop solution for customer.
Okay, that's let's say something very valuable to have, of course. The other element which I think is really relevant is you talk about globalization, and globalization is really, let's say, going on and on. How do you see manufacturers reacting on that? Do you see that they are, let's say, going to a lot more new countries? Are things, let's say, taking up more? What's your experience there?
Yeah, sure. And we saw this trend in the past years, and we saw our customers in the beginning perhaps is the export to Europe only, and now the export to let's say Latin America, Southeast Asia, and also Americans. So globalization is very important for customers, and they would like to export to new markets to grow their business. So this is what we can support them.
Okay, and you already mentioned some of the new territories or new regions that are being asked for by customers. Can you tell something about what are the new regions that you actually see that manufacturer actually exporting to?
Yes, I would say because at the moment, the customers, they want to sell their product to a global market, and which means that they want to grow their business. So the new markets will be the new growing point for them. So the global market service is very important for them.
Okay, and then as a final question from my side, do you have a tip for manufacturers that are, let's say, exporting, and a tip for them what to take into care, or what want to give to them as an extra tip?
Yeah, I would say they could ask our support from the design of the product, some kind of. In the past, we say design we say safety by design. So let's say a global market compliance by also GMA service. So in the beginning, they could consult our expert for the regulations and the standard in different countries and regions. And when they develop the product, and they could ask our technical expert to check if the product comply with different regulation standards. And also at the end, if they want to export to new market or new target countries, and our global market access colleagues could also help them to obtain the target countries certificate.
Thanks very much. And so if I, let's say, summarize that in my own words, that would actually, what you're actually asking them is contact early in the process a company like us to support you, to make sure that, let's say, we know which countries you want to export to, but also to make sure that if there are changes in the design, we can take it into account, right?
Exactly. So early involvement of the R&D process is very important for them and also for us.
Okay, I think that's a very important statement and very important advice as well for manufacturers. Thank you for that, Charles. And by that, we will continue with the next part of the webinar. So in this range of sessions about global market access, we've told you more about what is global market access, what are the services, how are they being delivered digitally, but we also shared already some experiences from the field. There's one important topic which is still open, which is what are the benefits of working with DEKRA? Why DEKRA? So happy to have Pinky Lee here, Global Market Access Manager, and Pinky will tell us more about the information about why DEKRA.
First of all, DEKRA is one of the top 5 largest tech companies dedicated to safety since 1925. The good reputation with a long history in industry will bring you more confidence to work with us. Secondly, we have large scale of the accreditations. We are not only the notified bodies in Europe, but also certification bodies in United States, Canada, Brazil, Chile, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Gulf area, and we are exploring more. Our own accreditation with support to provide a fast solution for the market access. Another important point is that we have testing labs around the world which can provide professional and fast support to GMA projects. Besides DEKRA own testing and certification, we also signed plenty of cooperation agreements with certification bodies so that they can accept our test reports for certification. It will avoid duplicated work and costs for the customers, especially for the testing part. And also, DEKRA has a complete global network. We work together with authorities, testing labs, certification bodies, or even consultants. We are providing GMA service for more than 200 countries and territories with local support internally and externally. No matter working under DEKRA own accreditation or working with our external partners, we have strict quality control in all process. For example, we do have suppliers management in tax 41 system, and all suppliers will be evaluated and scored within the GMA team. As one of the largest tech companies, our technical experts play an important role in international or national committees, such as NECTC, IECE TCL, GSO, CTIA, and so on. It means we are deeply involved in the standards and technical decision-making, which is important for our own development and also for customers. Furthermore, we set a high standard for the confidentiality, which is essential according to ISO 17025 and also 17065. But it's uneasy for GMA projects. NDA, non-disclosure agreement, is always required for high technology products. Last but not least, our experienced GMA experts can support you in different fields, including but not limited to electrical safety, EMC, energy efficiency, wireless, and chemicals. We provide one-stop service.
Thank you very much, Pinky, for that. That was a nice overview of the benefits of working with DEKRA. It's a nice conclusion as well in the other elements that we have done so far. We want to end this session, and I would say good luck with Global Market Access. Thank you very much.